The school day, buses, bells, tests, sports and other extracurricular activities. We all have memories of our own school experiences, but what is it like now? With tighter budgets, teacher cuts, and the challenges this generation of students face. Join us at the bus stop, in the classroom, and on the sports field as we spend a day in the life of students, teachers, and administrators, all to get a look at the school day.
Good evening, I'm Ann Shannon. Welcome to this Learning Matters special. 180, that's the mandated number of school days each year. No two are exactly the same. Different lesson plans, different challenges. We captured a school day from start to finish. All of these stories recorded, written, and edited in one day. A look now at some of what our team of school day reporters found.
I'm Matt Belanger at Northern Lebanon School District. Unless you're doing the job, it's difficult to truly understand what it's like to be a school superintendent. From managing the classroom experience to dealing with emergencies, we're spending the day with a top Susquehanna Valley administrator to get a perspective on education you've probably never experienced before. What do you say to people who might view you or superintendents as just cold-hearted administrators who are all about budgets and not about the students?
Well, I think what I would say is this. Look, our job requires us to be involved in budgets and numbers, but our heart is what tells us to know that students aren't cold hard statistics. They have feelings and emotions, flesh and blood, and that's really what it's all about, making sure we do the best we can for that kid.
From closing a budget shortfall to balancing wants versus needs, we're giving you a view of your child's education through a whole new set of eyes.
I'm Portia Johnson at Harrisburg High School, where tonight,
let's go!
We stepped into the classroom and into students' lives to find out why they are struggling, hear their personal stories that have changed their attitude towards their future.
I'm Mike Straub at Cedar Cliff High School, where the school day doesn't end just because the final bell rings. Coming up, meet the people who put in very long days so our kids get the most out of sports. Plus, what if you were asked to pay in order to play? Where does all that money go, and how much is too much? It's all ahead.
Those stories in a moment, but let's start where most students kick off the school day, on the bus.
By the numbers, look at riding the bus. In Pennsylvania, there are more than 43,000 licensed school bus drivers who drive more than 31,000 buses, transporting 1.5 million students each year, a total of 401 million miles. All numbers that have remained fairly consistent over the past several years.
Well, as for the cost of busing for school districts, the state funds about half. And a little known fact, by law, districts are not required to provide transportation for students. Well, whether it's buses, budgets, or buildings, there is one person in every school district that knows more about education in that community than anyone else. It's the school superintendent. News 8's Matt Belanger spent most of his school day in the main office.
It's 7:30 in the morning at Northern Lebanon Middle School, and students are raising the American flag as they do every school day. As the hallways fill with students,
Good morning, Pat.
Superintendent Don Bell is getting his workday started. After a quick check of the mail, he turns the lights on in his office and takes a seat for a moment of quiet reading and reflection.
I need to make sure, number one, that I feed myself, as I look at it here, first, so that I can serve better.
Then a little coffee.
Okay, that's my go juice.
And as 8 o'clock approaches, it's time for the first meeting of the day.
We talked about having an actual area to go to do that.
Two student leaders are giving Bell feedback on what they think should be included in renovations to the high school's aging locker rooms.
Now, here's the interesting thing for us. We've never done this.
Then it's right into another meeting with the district's business manager, going over ways to close a $2.5 million budget shortfall.
You're going to hear a little frustration in my voice with my colleagues in Harrisburg.
With hundreds of millions of dollars cut in state funding for Pennsylvania's public schools, difficult budgets have become the norm, forcing school leaders to make difficult decisions.
For this year, it's going to require us to look at personnel that are leaving, to look at trimming programs, to look at tax increases, and to look at other efficiencies wherever they may come, including, as of tomorrow, a budget freeze in our district currently to try to save up to $250,000 so that we can roll that over into next year's budget.
Dylan is absolutely correct. It's the silt.
For the first time ever, Northern Lebanon is seeking to raise property taxes more than the rate of inflation. It's a decision not taken lightly.
When things are so drastic, it's very hard to be in good shape. So we just don't say, oh, we're going to raise taxes and fix a hole. Never have we said that, and we're not going to say that now.
With budgets on his mind, next it's off to Jonestown Elementary, and on the way, we get a little insight into the schedule Bell keeps.
Well, sometimes it's, long days. Like yesterday, I would have gotten here about 7:40, and I got home last night at 11. Because I had a school board meeting that went till about 10 or a little after 10 until we got cleaned up. But I've learned 4 hours of sleep is not bad.
Elementary students are performing a Christmas concert. So far, the district's arts programs, like music, haven't had to be cut. I'm assuming you like your job.
Absolutely.
What's some of the best stuff about it?
Actually, some of the best stuff was what we did earlier and where we're at now. You get to interact with the kids, get to see what they're doing, and actually you get to put together an entire program that you're going to hopefully make them successful for in their future.
But success, now more than ever, means doing more with less.
Bell's gonna ring.
The system has flaws, but the kids are not failing. Our children are our future. They have a very positive outlook.
And if there's one thing education has taught this superintendent, it's never give up.
What does it take to place kids first? And that's really what our vision is, and every time we sit down and make a decision, that's what we're thinking about.
I'm Matt Belanger, News 8.
Well, our school day continues next with students who are really plugged into the entire world. This is not what my learning experience was like. But first, more sounds of the school day. Metal detectors at Harrisburg High School.
Good morning, sir. Take your headphones off, man.